At 65, your legs are swelling not because of age, but because of what's in your salt shaker. Yes, it's hard to hear, but your body's not betraying you, it's reacting. That swelling in your ankles, that heavy feeling in your calves at the end of the day, it's not just getting older, it's sodium, it's sugar, and it's the quiet way they've been building up pressure inside your blood vessels for years. You see, every time you shake a little salt on your food, your body has to make a choice. Sodium doesn't just season your soup, it changes the way your blood holds on to water. The more sodium in your bloodstream, the more water your body retains. Why? Because sodium pulls water with it. That's chemistry. This is called osmotic pressure, and it's the reason your tissues start to feel swollen, especially in your lower legs. Think of sodium like a magnet for water. When you consume too much of it, your bloodstream holds on to more fluid than it should. And where does all that extra water go? Downward. Gravity sends it to the lowest parts of your body, your feet, your ankles, your calves. According to Harvard Health Publishing, 2023, people who consume a high-sodium diet can retain up to 1.5 to 2 liters of excess fluid per day. That's nearly half a gallon of water trapped in your body, silently stretching your veins and soft tissues, weighing you down, and making your heart work harder. Now here's the part that might surprise you. Your kidneys are trying to help. They're working constantly to flush out that excess sodium. But as we age, kidney function naturally declines. So even if you used to handle salt just fine, that may no longer be the case. What used to be harmless habits, like a pinch of salt here, a bowl of soup there, can now overwhelm your circulation system. And it's not just the salt shaker. Processed foods, canned goods, sauces, breads, even seemingly healthy frozen meals often contain massive amounts of hidden sodium. For example, one bowl of store-bought chicken noodle soup can contain up to 900 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly 40% of your recommended daily limit in one sitting. Now let's talk about the impact inside your blood vessels. Your veins and arteries are designed to carry blood, oxygen, and nutrients efficiently. But when there's too much fluid in the system, they swell. The walls stretch. The inner lining, the endothelium, can become inflamed. And over time, this pressure weakens the very structure of your veins. That's when you begin to notice socks leaving deep marks on your ankles, skin that feels tight and puffy by evening, a feeling like your legs are heavy or full of water. These aren't just annoyances, they're signs, early warnings that your circulatory system is struggling. Left unchecked, this kind of fluid retention can lead to chronic venous insufficiency, varicose veins, and even congestive heart failure. And here's the twist. Sugar can make it worse. Most people don't realize this, but sugar and sodium often go hand in hand. Processed foods tend to be high in both, and together they create a 1-2 punch that confuses your metabolism and strains your blood vessels. We'll dive deeper into that soon, but I want you to understand, every bite matters. Every sip shapes how your body holds and moves fluid. Now, if you're thinking, so what should I eat? Everything tastes bland without salt. Don't worry. Later in this video, I'll walk you through simple ways to retrain your taste buds so food still feels satisfying without flooding your veins. But first, we need to go even deeper. Why is it that your legs, not your hands or arms, are the first place to swell? Why does this fluid pool downward like water collecting in the basement? You're about to discover the hidden mechanics of your own veins. And the reason your heart has been fighting gravity your whole life. Let's picture your veins for a moment, not just as pipes, but as highways with valves. These valves are supposed to keep blood moving one way, upward, back toward your heart. Now think about the challenge your body faces. Your legs are the farthest point from your heart, and gravity is pulling down with every step you take. When everything works well, your calf muscles act like pumps. Each time you walk or even flex your feet, your muscles squeeze the veins and push the blood upward. The valves make sure it doesn't fall back down. But as we age, two things often happen. 1. The walls of our veins become weaker, losing their elasticity. 2. The valves inside the veins start to malfunction, allowing blood to leak backward. This condition is called chronic venous insufficiency, and it's one of the most underdiagnosed causes of leg swelling in seniors. When blood pools in the lower legs, it leaks fluid into the surrounding tissues. That's why you start seeing that telltale puffiness around your ankles or feet. But what does salt have to do with this? Well, if your veins are already struggling to return blood to your heart, and you're adding more fluid to your system by eating too much sodium, you're doubling the burden. It's like expecting a leaky hose to handle water at twice the pressure. It just can't keep up. According to the Journal of Vascular Medicine, 2022, older adults who consume over 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, that's just 1 teaspoon of salt, are 40% more likely to experience lower limb edema. That's the medical term for fluid retention in your legs. Now here's something even more interesting. Did you ever notice that your legs feel more swollen at night than in the morning? That's because of what we call hydrostatic pressure. When you stand or sit for long periods, gravity pulls the blood downward. If your veins are healthy, your body can push that blood back up. But if your veins are weak or overloaded with fluid, it accumulates at the bottom, your feet and ankles. This is why seniors who sit too long, especially on flights, car rides, or even in front of the TV, often experience ankle swelling. Add a salty meal on top of that, and it's like pouring more water into an already full bucket. But let me tell you something important. This isn't irreversible. This isn't your fault. And it certainly isn't just aging. Many of my patients, just like you, come in believing that swelling, heaviness, and fatigue in the legs are normal after 60. But what we've learned from decades of research is that it's not inevitable. It's manageable. So what can you do? First, be aware. Read your food labels. Look at not just the salt you add, but the salt that's already there. Bread, cheese, sauces, and yes, even low-fat frozen meals can be packed with sodium. Second, move. A short walk after a meal or a few gentle calf raises can activate that natural blood pump in your legs. Every time you move your ankles and feet, you help your veins push blood upward. And third, stay with me, because coming up next, we're going to talk about the other silent culprit that makes swelling worse, and it's one most people never suspect. Sugar. Yes, sugar. It doesn't just affect your blood sugar, it affects your blood flow, and the science behind it might surprise you. But before we go there, if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This video is part of a full wellness series for people over 60, because your age is not a limitation. It's just a different season, and you deserve clear, respectful, science-backed guidance in every step. Ready to see what sugar is really doing to your legs? Then let's take a closer look. We've talked about salt. Now let's talk about sugar, the sneaky partner in crime. Most people don't connect sugar with swelling. They think of cavities, diabetes, maybe weight gain. But leg swelling, that seems unrelated, right? Unfortunately, that's a dangerous misunderstanding. You see, sugar, specifically refined sugars like fructose and glucose, doesn't just stay in your bloodstream after you eat. It changes how your blood vessels behave. Let me explain. When you consume sugar, your body releases insulin, the hormone that helps cells absorb glucose. But if you've been eating sugary foods over time, cookies, soft drinks, white bread, sweetened yogurts, your cells can become resistant to insulin. This condition, known as insulin resistance, leads to higher blood sugar levels staying in your system longer than they should. And high blood sugar, it's incredibly toxic to your blood vessels. Here's what happens. 1. It damages the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your arteries and veins. 2. It triggers chronic inflammation, weakening your vessel walls. 3. It increases capillary permeability, which means more fluid leaks into the tissues around your blood vessels. Now, where do those leaky vessels tend to show the damage first? Your lower legs. The American Diabetes Association reports that up to 60% of people with poorly managed blood sugar experience some level of fluid retention in the lower extremities. But it gets worse. Chronic high sugar intake can lead to the death of small nerve endings, particularly in your feet and toes, a condition known as peripheral neuropathy. When nerves die off, you don't just lose feeling, you also lose the small muscle contractions that help circulate blood and lymph fluid. And that leads to the triple threat: weakened blood vessels, leaky capillaries, Poor circulation. It's no wonder your legs start to swell, ache, or feel tight like a water balloon. It's not just aging, it's chemistry. It's years of tiny daily choices adding up. Let me give you a quick analogy. Imagine your veins are garden hoses. Now picture those hoses with tiny pinholes, leaking water slowly but steadily. Sugar makes those holes larger and more frequent, especially in the tiniest branches of your vascular system, what we call microcirculation. According to a 2023 review in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, sugar-induced damage to capillaries is one of the leading causes of fluid imbalance and tissue swelling in older adults. Now, I'm not saying you have to live without sweetness, but it's time to be smarter. The goal isn't to eliminate sugar entirely, it's to reclaim control. So what does that look like in real life? Replace sugary beverages with naturally flavored water. Try slices of orange, cucumber, or mint. Choose complex carbohydrates like oats, brown rice, or sweet potatoes. These release sugar more slowly and don't spike your insulin. Watch for hidden sugars in sauces, dressings, low-fat products, and even whole wheat breads. And yes, fruit is okay. The natural sugar in fruit comes with fiber, water, and antioxidants, which actually protect your blood vessels instead of harming them. The real danger lies in added sugars, the kind in sodas, pastries, and packaged snacks. Now here's something else no one tells you. Sugar enhances your craving for salt, and vice versa. It's a feedback loop. The more sugar you eat, the more your taste buds demand intense flavor. So salty snacks feel bland without something sweet nearby. Over time, this rewires your sense of taste, making it harder to enjoy whole, natural foods. But there's hope, because just like your muscles can be retrained, your taste buds can too. And that's what we're diving into next. How do you cut back on salt and sugar without feeling like your meals are tasteless? How do you make healthy food delicious again, especially when you're over 60 and your taste buds have started to dull? Let me show you how, with flavor tricks from both science and tradition that actually work. Let's be honest, food is comfort. At 60, 70, even 80, eating isn't just about nutrients. It's about joy, family, memories. And that's exactly why it's so hard to let go of salt and sugar, because you're not just changing flavor, you're changing habit, emotion, identity. But here's the truth I tell every one of my patients. You don't need to sacrifice flavor to reclaim your health. You just need to understand how your taste buds work and how to gently retrain them. You see, as we age, our sense of taste naturally weakens, especially for salt. That's why food that once tasted just right can suddenly feel bland. But this isn't a reason to add more salt. It's a chance to get creative. Let me explain how your taste buds work. We have 5 primary taste receptors: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, that rich, savory taste. As we get older, our salty and sweet receptors dull faster than the others. But here's the secret. Sour and umami stay strong. That means we can stimulate flavor by boosting those instead. And that's where real flavor building begins. Want to cut down on salt? Add a splash of lemon juice to your vegetables or soups. Want more satisfaction? Try roasted garlic, ginger, fresh herbs like rosemary or thyme. Need savory depth? Use a spoonful of miso paste, a dash of low-sodium soy sauce, or a sprinkle of nutritional yeast. These add rich umami without overloading you with sodium. These aren't gimmicks, they're strategies backed by science. In fact, a 2022 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who replaced salt with acid-based seasonings like vinegar or citrus reported up to 40% greater meal satisfaction, even when sodium was reduced by half. And it doesn't stop there. When we reduce sugar, we can enhance natural sweetness by using cinnamon or vanilla to sweeten oatmeal or yogurt. Fresh fruits like berries, bananas, or apples instead of jams or syrups. Coconut flakes or unsweetened cocoa for richer flavor without added sugar. Now I know some of you are thinking, sure, I could try that. But will it really make a difference? Let me share what we know from decades of research. The DASH diet, which stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension, was specifically designed to lower blood pressure and reduce sodium. But over the years, it's done even more. It reduces leg swelling by improving fluid balance. It lowers risk of heart failure, stroke, and kidney damage. It helps you feel lighter, move easier, and breathe better. The DASH diet isn't complicated. It's full of whole foods, colorful vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, lean protein, and herbs and spices instead of salt. And most importantly, it's adaptable to your taste. You don't need to cook like a chef. You just need to shift the way you think about flavor. Still feeling unsure? Well, here's what I always say. Try one change, just one. Maybe today, skip the salt on your eggs and try a sprinkle of turmeric and black pepper, or replace your evening cookie with apple slices and cinnamon. Small steps compound into big victories. And remember, your blood vessels are listening to every meal. Every flavor you choose is either helping them relax and flow or causing them to swell and strain. So, if you've made it this far with me, I want to say something important. Thank you for fighting for your health. You're not just avoiding swelling, you're choosing energy, strength, independence. Now, if you want to go even deeper, I've created a companion video that shows you 3 powerful juice recipes that help cleanse your blood vessels and reduce swelling naturally. But here's the catch. These juices work best when you've already started lowering your salt and sugar. So don't skip this part. Click the link right here on the screen or in the description below and watch it next. And if this video helped you, hit subscribe, because I'm here every week bringing real science-backed, age-respectful health strategies just for you. Now tell me in the comments, which one are you going to try first? Cutting salt, sugar, or both? I'll be right there reading with you. Let's make this journey delicious. Let's make it strong. Let's make it together.